ハローこんにちは。 KTVST14 試合目、もう後がない KT。 ブルーサイドを選択。ブルーサイドでは勝っておきたいね。今日の試合はブルーサイドが全部勝ってるわ。バイファーストピックだとマジか。 T1 はここでゼリがピックしづらくなった。ウーコン取れる。バイ相手はやっぱウーコン強いぞ。でもウーコン取っちゃうと逆に相手がゼリ取るんだよねって感じのピックバンか。チャンピオンプールは広いですから、ここからどう取っていくのか。万能なリーシェン、ラカン、ザヤラカンですね。まあゼリ取るんじゃない。でゼリと何を合わせるか。基本ルルなんだけど、まあルルか。でここはザヤだよね。1は T1 はアニーとタリアとセジョアニ。 KT はエリース・ジェイス、アッシュ。ジェイス見てー、見たかった。 T1 のコーチベンギー、元ジャングラーだね。シーズン3優勝したし。てかベンギがいる時しか世界大会優勝してないよな T1 って。ニダリーの試合がすごい印象的だわ。ロックスタイガース対 T1 の試合、あのシリーズマジで神だったね。2016かな。ブランクも出てたけど、ブランクおめえ変われって。ベンギクソ不調だったのに、その時ベストジャングラーのピーナッツのニダリーバンし忘れて、やべえニダリーバンするの忘れた、ニダリーいけるかって、あいけますよって。ちなみにプロで1回も使ったことないニダリーでファッキンキャリーしたからな。1試合も使ってなかったんだよ。Leaning towards the Ari and Lee Sin combo here. That could be. T1 はベイガーとリサンドラバン、KT はルブランバン。そのシリーズ見たかったらね、俺の YouTube チャンネルにアップしてあるんで、ぜひ見てください。マジで面白いです。2vs.T1 のシリーズはもうトップ3に入るよな。ここ10年見てきたけど。あとは T1 対 T1 が多いんだけど、 T1 対 CJ エンタス、韓国の準決勝だったっけな、2015年だった気がする。あれもクソ面白かった。マリンがいる頃だね。マリンの魔王会がね、ゲームエンドを阻止するんだよな。ミニオンをウェーブクリアして。これナーをファーストピック。もうゼウスがナー取ったらもうクソ強い。ああしこれで勝ったもんね。 TF ジャックス、もう一回ジャックス。カサンタ相手はダメだったけどジャックスですか。これもうピックほぼ一緒じゃん KT、 ボトムが違うだけで。バラス・レオナだったよね。ガリオ、おーフェイカーのガリオはガチ。この T1 もずっと最強だったわけじゃないんですよ。シーズン3最強、シーズン4は良くなくて、でシーズン5、6優勝、そこから7、8、9がすごい大変だった。その時にフェイカーを支えていたのがこのガリオです。このガリオ、バス乗りチャンピオンで有名。高代のスペシャルがメインしているチャンピオンだけど、このチャンピオンね、使い手によってはキャリーできるからね。このガリオをピックするときってのは J4 いたりとか、あとカミールいたりとか、ウルトにウルトを合わせるっていうコンボがあるんだけど、今回それはないね。ハローこんにちは。 KTVST14 試合目、後がない KT。TF ジャックス、これで勝ったんでもう一回ピックしてきました。で T1 はカサディンをピックしてたけど、カサディンだとあまりにも レートゲームすぎて序盤壊される可能性があるのでガリオを選択。ガリオはね、動いて助けるキャラだよな。当てるんかい。ゼリーゴーストをしよう。ゴールドカードあるけど使わないだろうな。なんでこれガリオをピックしたのか。TF ってやっぱ売ると、おっともう一回入ってたぞ。これケリアもちょっと危ないが大丈夫か。ルルのフラッシュ、そしてゼリーのゴーストを使わせた。 T1 もイグナイトとゴーストは使ってます。でも HP 的にちょっとラカンきついね。でもラカンは Q がバフされて回復能力上がってるから Q を当てればサステンできるか。でこのガリはなんでピックされたのか。まず KT がメレーが多い。射程が短いよね。 TF もそんな射程長くないし。ガリオの W とか E とかでフロント張ってあげられる。リーシェンだからエンゲージも少ないしちょっとフロント張れないんで、ガリオがチームファイトで、ウルトで合わせるっていうツールはラカンぐらいしかないんだけど、ラカンとかメガナーに合わせるしかないんだけど、リーシェンは何レベル1でボトム見るだと。フラッシュないから。でもワードに映ってんだよね。リーシンはかなりリスクのある回り方だ。フラッシュ持ってないからそのルルを狙ったんだけど、相手がうまくワードを置いてたんでこれは刺さらないという判断。TF についていけるし TF がウルト飛んでも自分もウルトで返せるから序盤安定するよね。ジャックスのスノーボールを阻止するっていう点でも、ガリオを使った理由になるのかな。チームファイトもザヤが軽く出しやすくなるしね。
When we saw LCK and LPL dominance for so long, the macro for both the regions was so much further ahead, I think, than the rest of the world that just allows you to make those plays without really showing too much draft-wise.
ガリオ軽くも出るしな、バーストが。
They were picked by Korean and Chinese teams because just a way to get ahead early and snowball and win early group stages.
ラカンのサステンえぐいな。
As crisis averted here, you know, Lehen's had no flash. Owner came down, but what he sacrificed, as you guys could see, in terms of the jungle farm here, is quite significant in terms of timings. It's going to hurt his ability to follow.
ラカンの Q ね、バフしすぎたあれ。
He's a little bit stronger here, especially in the mid lane potentially with gold card setup. C's coming over here, level 4. あ
れ良くないわ。ジャングルのレベル差めっちゃついてる。バイはフルクリア。HP 的にリーシン有利か。でもレベル差あるしね。トップもミッドも KT が寄れるのでこれは無理しません。レートゲームは KT かな。 T1 は序中盤構成って感じ。このガリオがアグレッシブに入ってってエンゲージしてゲーム畳めるかどうかみたいな。序盤のチームファイトは圧倒的にガリオなんで TF よりかは。ドラゴン早く集めて4ドラ狙って感じかな。
Yeah. Everyone's buying a call nowadays. Reminds you of the old Jinx Aphelios days. Now it's just
そのマッチアップトップボコられてしまったゼウス。ゼウスのナーがやらかすとはね。
As up here, Keen just playing this passively, trying to see us under turret. BD being annoying.
おお、いいが当たんなかった。後ろにバイがいる可能性もあるからちょっと入っていけなかったね。入っていくタイミング遅れちゃった。迷いがあったな。KT がゴールド勝ってるね。ジャングルの差もでかいだろうし、TF のパシバあるからな。TF ってあれお金が多くもらえるんですよ。ランダムで1から6だっけな。死にはしない。あ、これやばい。おお。死なねえか。
Still feels amazing actually to push this Gnar out. Keen wasn't super high health or anything like that, but now he's going to be able to crash this wave and he's going to get a teleport at least, and Keen should be able to come back with teleport advantage himself. So it does feel like a huge success here for Cuz on the top side of the map. So yes, teleporting back in, as you guys can see. Faker doing the same, has his lucidity boots as we are headed for a fast rod of ages here.
お互いに ADC はカルスターとか。
Keria wants to find an angle here so badly, but Flash is just now coming up for Lens. Yeah. So missed his window to punish.
ボトムの主導権は T1 が握ってますね。やっぱザヤプッシュ力も速いし。でガリオとリーシンがミッド制圧してボトム側の視界取ってドラゴンを取ると。いやー強いなー。ボトムが安定して強いわ T1。どこも強いんだけど。リーシン対バイ、リーシンに勝てないよバイは。
BDD has ult. He's not going to commit.
Keria was roaming up from the bottom side. As we are taking a lot of looks up here to the top lane. Definitely does matter, especially the way the last time.
後ろからラガンも追っかけてきたし、あれは戦えないな、バイは。KT は誰がレートキャリーなんですか？トップとボトム2人。あと TF も割とレートゲームいいよね。ジャングルも正直リーシンよりも強そうだから、まあ、正直全キャラクターレートゲーム。おう。
Famously taking a bathroom break in a SPO TV game back in the day.
Yeah, that meta was not very forgiving for those types of issues when every game was like 55 minutes. Fun times. Here comes the Destiny Gate as they are looking to collapse hardcore, but in they go a little bit too deep. Faker with the zoning ult. Free-man taunt as he's just trying to help his team kill Cuz, and that he will. Now the turn comes in. Cuz will go down.
Everybody's really low here against the Zeri, though.
Yeah, the Zeri coming in. Another double knock-up as Owner super low. Faker super low, and now we do have level 6 for Guma. He's trying to turn it around, but so many kills going the way the side of KT.
Because it's so hyped, man.
ミュートかよ。ミュートだった。ポーズのせいや。
And suddenly this game is totally opened up. Yeah, you got the Drake as T1 and Keria had some.
いやガリオがすっげえ刺さってるって言ってたんだけど、ドラゴン取ってたからその分ダメージ食らってて不利だったー。キーンホーリーシュット。でもゼウスがカイティングワードがある。あと一発。トップもギリギリファイトすぎる。ナーのウルトを避けてからのフラッシュイン。ルルギャンクが来るぞ。いやワード置くだけ。KT 本当に強いな。いやーガリオが止めてたんだけどね。でも HP がやっぱ少なかったね。あと6先行されてたのか。リーシンが序盤回り方ミスったからさ、まあ、うまくいかなかったから6先行されてる。バイが死ななかった。すぐにラカンのノックアップに合わさってザヤがウルト切ってでガリオは来る前にやられて。バイがブッシュに入ってさ長く生きたよな。死ぬ前に Q ぶち込んだし軽くダッシュしっかり軽くダッシュ死んでた。ジャングルのねレベル差があったからね、あそこはドラゴンを取るっていう判断が、KT がうまく止めてきたよ。でこれ T1 はウィンレーン構成だから序盤事故るとまずい。TF に2キル、ゼリに1キル。デートゲームはかなわないですよ。まだ大丈夫だけどさ。TF のロア早い。インゲージを当たらない。T1 も何かインゲージをねして捕まえたいんだけど T1 もなかなか引っかからないね。 KT か KT が引っかかんね。あでバイが裏から来る。でもなんか察知してるぞ。 TF のアルティメットがある。ゴールドカードからのバイの Q ウルトでブリンクを止められた。 TF 誰？ゼウス大体こういうのさ生き残るんだけど TF まで来られたら無理だよこんなもん。フラッシュねえし TF を毎回ついてくのは無理なんだよね。今のタワープレート欲しかったな。打ち壊しパワーグロ管理失敗フェイカー。これジャックス TF えぐいって。TF を毎回抑えるの無理なんだよな。適度に味方に引いてもらわないといけないんだけど、警戒してたんだけどこうなるか。だってジャックスいないんだもんね。めっちゃ遠くにいるのに。 CC 豊富だからあれが届くのかよ。しかも今回ザヤクレンズじゃないんだ。ゴーストなんだ。ってことはサッシュをいずれ買わなきゃいけない。ダメージがかけるぞ。ガリオはバーストは出るけど序中盤はまあダメージ結構出る方だけど、30分超えたあたりからガリオのダメージないようなもんだからね。うわーこういうウルト使いたくねーけどノックアップ当たる。リシンのキックも素晴らしい。でもダメージがない。ダメージがなさすぎる。うわーオーナーのレーシングルルのウルトでルルのウルトで今何リージンの Q がなんかがキャンセルされたぞ。ちょっと電話来た。And T1 just like that, man. 3,000 gold behind. And this is wild stuff we're seeing here. These early skirmishes is so heavily going into their favor. The Q missing from Faker. You mentioned it. We'll watch this fight one more time. BDD is up 3 levels here. He's got a Vi. And Faker's over here. Ult's in. And the ult does not really hit. The taunt comes through. He has the Everfrost. The Q not going to hit the Vi at all. The owner's like, maybe I come back over here and help this. BDD, of course, takes up a lot of this damage, has the stopwatch here. An owner gets the execute, but it misses this follow-up Q.
I think he missed as well.
Yeah.
They did it like slightly early.
Yeah,
not 100%
really
sure, but
really good play from Lehens. The flash wild growth to make sure he gets out of there. That was actually so well timed too.
yeah. And then that force, it gives 2 extra plates to aiming. Like, this game is off the rails. And it didn't have to be this way, but again, you know, sometimes T1 just, they're like, oh, we're behind, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna outplay them. We're just gonna win. We're just gonna make these fights ours. But like, no, like KT's good enough. They will smack you down if you go a little bit too far, and I feel like we're seeing a little bit of that once again here early on in Game 4.
Now it is Chemtech Soul, so this is pretty huge. Okay, hold on.
Here we go, going deep, and this is what this comp can do. There is no escape for Guma. He doesn't have ult, he doesn't have flash. Guess what? He used it desperately to try to kill BDD.
Carrier here looks like he will survive.
Okay, a little bit of a flank, but Zeus is not a Meganar. He's desperately trying to kill a TF, and he will as Boomerang comes out. The damage from aiming is pretty huge, though. We might have a second Zeri moment as he picks up 2 more kills.
Yeah, and now your TP is down on your Gnar as well, so Zeus doesn't even survive. He's the one who gets the shutdown. That's not who you want to give the gold to, but your AD carry died so early, it doesn't even matter. No one that you wanted to give the shutdown to is going to get it because Guma needs it so desperately, and now Faker desperately trying to defend this turret will not be successful, and aiming is going to pick up that as well. So first turret over to the side of KT plus that amazing team fight. Sure, shutdown gold goes over, but it's to an R. And he's going for this Trinity Force build once again this time around, but he isn't going to have, he's not going to be an amazing frontline when you consider how ahead the Jax is, how much gold he's picked up. Speaking of which, he doesn't have teleport to get back to lane, and Keen might actually just force down the top turret, so it could just be 2 turrets they get from this play, and it's all set up from Cuz and BDD here. They lock down Guma Yusi, and he's chain CC'd for so long, there's just nothing he can do. They know he doesn't have ult.
Yeah, and from ahead this comp, I mean, you can be anywhere, as Keen is in a little bit of trouble, does have the counter-strike. They're just cutting him out, is able to kick him farther away, but it might not matter as Keen should go down. 1 more auto, and Zeus does pick that up. So all of a sudden, you know, Zeus with the shutdown and an extra kill, he's beginning to line his pockets a little bit, but It's not nearly as much as this giant TF has at this point.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Zeri.
Remember last time when we had this Fed Zeri for Guma? You know, think back to game 2. It was only the Zeri that was super fed and the rest of the map. Okay, hold on. Okay, not gonna actually catch him there. But the rest of the map wasn't really online, and we were like, okay, it's a Fed Zeri versus a Fed Jax and a Twisted Fate that's doing pretty well. Now you're dealing with a Fed Zeri and a Fed Twisted Fate and a Jax that, yeah, died here, but has gotten an entire turret worth of plates, so has a lot of money too. And the front line is going to get better here for Zeus, and Keen dies getting said turret. So this is the second turret that goes over. And he almost gets out. Nice sidestep on the Q, but ultimately will be kicked, and that is long enough of a stun here for the additional damage to go through. Zeus also getting the kill here. Hyperprod comes over. He has the extra damage, so he picks up 700 plus this kill. So he's going to be relevant in this game, but it's still not where you need it to be. The money needs to be on this Xayah, or arguably on Faker, because he's going to be a bigger frontline this game.
Yeah, and I remember, you know, in the draft, talking about the immense amount of, like, big circle, team fight, engage, kind of wombo combo-ness that T1's draft has, but from behind, without vision, you know, against the pick comp of KT that can kind of just pull you around the map and doesn't really have to fight team fights, I think KT can, if they play this well, this game should be theirs. Not, you know, not to mention, again, the Zeri. You know, they have this Jax that's doing well. They have the TF that's insanely fed, which means that they should never have to team fight. So, I don't know. I think they're just in a great spot in this game.
Yeah, certainly. Keria looking for an aggressive play here with Owner. They could get caught. Twisted Fatal.
Here we go once again. Might have a little bit of a team fight. Faker's all the way up in the top lane. He could TP. Okay, he is going to TP into this one. We are opting into a 5v5 as KT.
Yeah, Keen here looking for the follow-up.
Might not matter, but will it as the Vi is getting low? They take out the Vi! KT went a little bit too fast. And Furious, they do get the one kill to T1, but KT still with the lead, and the incredibly scary carries will push T1 away for now.
No objective to take or anything like that for another minute here, so Vi will come back up. Zeus trying to frontline set up an R-bar, so the engage is real, and if the follow-up there is not as crisp from T1, if the counter-strike is timed a little bit better from Keen when they decide to go in there, things look very different. Also, Keria had stopwatch, so you can hard force that. And I think that's what they're looking for here is, yeah, Twisted Fate ultimate comes out, but the kiting is good. Owner's kick is also fantastic, so they buy a lot of space, buy a lot of time for Faker's TP. And now it's hard to force the engage here as KT, because you're walking into a Galio taunt, you're walking into a Keria engage, which is going to happen here on the right side. Keria comes over, and he's not under any threat here of Keen's counter-strike because he has a stopwatch. Keen actually gets out of there. And that's a pick going over onto the Vi. No follow-up. And yeah, all the health bars are low, but KT can't force their way through that inner turret, or mid turret.
Yeah. I think you need a little bit more finesse with this KT comp. You can't just sprint at them, you know? You got to be careful. They still have insane amounts of CC. Like, yeah, you are a Vi and you are ahead, your team's ahead. As I say that, they are just going to ham-fist it underneath this turret. Let's see how deep they can go as Cuz is living, and he will open up 2 kills more for the Zeri.
100% worth, you know? I mean,
yeah, this time it works.
You've eliminated the 80 carry of your opponent, so you're going to continue to deny farm. And this should be a second Drake going over to KT as well, not the most impactful one. As, yeah, Owner thinks better of actually taking that Q. And Keen's going to come clear some vision here, and they're going to commit to the Drake. They have enough damage to do this. And with all these turrets down, they can just group S3 here without any cost. Like, yeah, you don't have a jungler, but it doesn't matter because you have the damage to do this, and there's no cross map where your solo laners need to be. There's actually nothing really to get on the map besides this Drake right now. So now 4,500 the lead here for KT.
いやーくそめちゃくちゃ面白い試合でめっちゃギャンク来るわ。ソフバンからのギャンクからの不動産からのギャンクだった。今どうなってるん？ちょっと見てはいたけど押されてる？レートゲーム構成にちょっと押し負けてる感じがするなこれ。ガリオがあんま刺さってねえか。うわ敵のゼリー603かよ。この構成で序盤5000ゴールド負けてんのか。ドラゴンも先行されてるし、うわ絶望的や。ADC のアイテムがワンコア出てる。ワンコアさ、ミッドもワンコアさ、しかもガリオロアじゃねえからレベル差もえぐいね。 この試合勝つのは無理ゲーっすね。でも T1 ならフェイカーのガリオなら時間伸びるだけでいい。 KT はここから負けることないでしょ。それヘルテックスに同じこと言えますか？俺が何回リクライニング倒して戻したことか。椅子バッキバキですわ。
And this is going to be T1 now struggling to come back in this game, looking for a pick onto Keen, but even this is greedy.
圧倒的有利なのは KT だけどね。
Topside play onto Faker meanwhile.
They're making a play up here, or at least trying to put on more pressure. They, with the ultimate, are able to see that three people were.
TF がやべえのかな。 TF バンをするべきなのかこれ。ピックバンどうなるか楽しみすぎる。
Keen does not have flash advantage, so he's kind of just sitting here.
こいつらはヘレティクスじゃないし、ミッドはルビーじゃない。ケリアコーブ万能なんだよな。
And like maybe you catch aiming off guard, you burst him down. He does not have cleanse in this game. So if you're charmed, you're knocked up. Obviously, cleanse wouldn't help there. But if you can change some stuff into aiming or into BDD even, I think there is a way for them to come back. So Carrier is going to be looking for those long angles.
CS going a bit. Okay, hold on.
突っ込んできた。これ逆にチャンスになる可能性がある。生き残れば。生き残った。がマジかよ。ガリオのウルトこういう形で使うのか。しかもバレたな、使ったの。ガリオのウルトクールダウン長いぞ。いやこれね、ゼリを捕まえるツールがない。ゼリ相手はバイなんだけど、バイファーストピックされたから、これバイファーストピックダリーな。バイファーストピックされることによって自分たちがバイ、ゼリ出しにくくなる。T1 はで、ゼリ取れなかったら今度相手がゼリ取ってゼリをロックダウンするキャラがいねえ。ガリオじゃダメだ。逆にこっちが TF か。
And they're faster to group for the Baron right now. Zeus does have teleport. I don't think they can start it, but they could definitely start to scare.
ゼリアイタリサンドラか。
Twisted Fate ultimate out, try to put KT into a compromising position here. I think that's the way you have to play this as T1. Like you said, setting traps like what Carrier was looking for. Cost him his flash, but it's a proactive play that gives you an opportunity if KT make a mistake, if they feel the pressure here. Remember, T1 are on match point. KT have a massive lead this game. But it's by no means over.
やっぱガリオは紙入れと合わせねえと刺さらんな。KT 構成が TF 以外機動力あるからね。TF も足速いし。TF めっちゃ足速いからガリオのウルトが刺さらん。ガリオのアルティメット、ラカンの RW、リーシンのキック、ザヤの羽、メガナーのウルト。よし勝てます。これ全部当たれば勝てます。こうやって戦いを始めるのいいよ。相手が油断してるところから入っていくの全然 OK。 でも遠い。ダメだ。真正面から戦ったら勝てないからなんとかしてみようと思ったんだけどなんともできねえ。ストップワッチ殺しきれないよ。あれは無理だ。あれはフェイカーはギブ。お久しぶりのテレーレ聞けるん。5試合目いきますねこれ。ちょっとねピックバンやられた気がする。 T1 にピックバン勝てるんだな。これがブルーサイドの力か。バレたねこれ。周り視界照らしてくれるからバレちゃうんすよ。ワードあるかな。ポリモーフワードはあるけどジャックスがいる。キックうまいがテレポートだとナーがテレポート。おお止める。DC がギリギリ生き残ったのでけえ。
Watch the positioning, by the way, of aiming in this fight. Is you walk into this one as Zeus, and they think, okay, maybe we win this fight because Counter-Strike's on cooldown. Taunt comes through, aiming dodges that, is able to get through the Everfrost, ults multiple people here so can get this damage over the wall. And Zeri So he's just going to continue to get kills. Faker's pushed away. And then aiming wall rides the chase here, and the stopwatch timing is perfect on Faker's ult. And yeah, he gets a knock up onto Keen. Faker also breaks his own. And yeah, the taunt happens here, but there's no follow-up damage as Guma's been out of this fight for a long time.
でドラゴンも取れないよな。T1 が逆にバロン。いやでも逆にバロン取れるわけがないこれ。うわ TF 偉すぎる。ゴールドカード投げなかったあれ。ゼリーゼリーゼリーゼリーに届かない。あと一歩届かない。今の TF うまかったな。ポリモーフもルール良かったし。無理です。構成が無理。序盤勝つ必要があったけどそれがうまくいかんかったね。正直構成負けっていうところはありそう。ダリオが連勝チャンピオンじゃないからな。
And going back to this, it's Guma who's polymorphed here. BDD for the follow-up. Gold card is denied by the ultimate initially here. And then Owner's Q is pretty perfect, but notice that even 1v2,
あの入りでゼリー死なねえのかよ。
the Zeri aiming, having that shield bow buys him just enough health to survive.
Yeah.
Very
the
close call.
Chemtech Drake extra shield power.
Oh my god. Ox is watching at home like this. Ox, secret KT fan.
He's got Bloodthirster now as well. Think about the value.
The value is quite high, in fact. Now his stopwatch is broken. He's got so much money that he could turn that into a GA.
Next.
Or Zhonya's. I mean, he really has. He's got the options.
I'm down.
Because now, I mean, with this Baron up, first time KT is actually able to really secure one this series and push leads. We're going to be able to take a lot of control off of this map and then get some deep vision. You already have a Twisted Fate to super ahead. Now he's got Rapid Fire Cannon.
サブスクライブありがとうございます。次のピックバンが楽しみだな。
He's just waiting for these waves to hit the inhibitor turrets. That's where he's going to be farming. There's so many minions are being lost in the top side of the map. And that's where BDD is going to put his focus. They've pushed now mid.
I do feel like KT could have, used the side lanes a little bit more. The game got so scrappy in the mid to late game here that it was like, well, I guess we don't.
ザヤもレートゲーム強いんだけどね。アイテムが出てねえや。ザヤにお金を集めないと。敵のゼリ10-0だよ。10キル持ってやがる。噴火 CS11 超えて。化け物や。しかもそこにルルいるし。そろそろ GA 出るし。おしめだ。GA が出たら本当におしめだ。
Not over till it's over, and I think because of this, KT playing so passively here is respectable, considering that one wrong move and then T1 get back map control and the game with it.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I mean when you're down 1-2.
リーグあんだけ無双してな、BO5 でこうなるんだから本当わかんないよね。
Still a pretty massive lead for KT, of course, but I think the point still stands. Better to just wait it out. Slowly push him with the Baron. I feel like they could have gotten a little bit more value with the Baron buff, but 4,300 gold is probably good enough.
My problem is the gold is less significant than getting an inhibitor, because the inhibitor is permanent map control, right? And well, not permanent, but semi-permanent. It's like 5 minutes that you're going to get. And if they just get gold, I mean, you already had the gold lead. You already have a Fed Zeri. Getting 4,000 gold extra, 4,500 gold extra is not as great. Now they will be able to turn this into a recall here, buy some additional items, and then head over to look for the soul fight. Zhonya's picked up.
BDD?
Yes. And we don't know how much money aiming is sitting on right now.
Yeah,
you have to
he was backing, but then he stopped, so I think he's trying to like get a little bit more for the GA.
TF はバンした方が良さそうだよな。
So I mean, look at the
TF はバンした方が良さそう。
item value rather. The gold that's held in these items. 2,000 ahead here for aiming, 3,000 ahead for BDD.
TFI でよくサイラスピックされてたけど。
Damage negligible, but it's the setup for the massive.
サイラスじゃなかったんだね。新ファイトどうなる？タワー取るために HP あまりにも削られた。ゼリが裏から来る。メガナーではあるけど チームファイトゼリが来る前になんとか勝っておきたいが誰も殺せない。ジャックスは殺した。オッケー。ルルも今孤立してる。ルル見えてる。ルルもいねえ。でもどうだ、テレポートはある。ガリオルルが合流させないようにしたいけどさせちゃうか。ルルが合流するとゼリがもう2倍のダメージが出るぞ。2倍のダメージ言い過ぎたかもだけど、ルルがいなければワンチャンだけどな。ゼリ単体でも強いのにルルがいるとね絶対殺しきれねえからね。
Yeah, Aiming wanted to wrap all the way around, but he took such a long flank angle to get the wrap around there that when the engage came through from BDD and Keen, he was not there at all. And even though it was a great engage with the Jacks, it's like, wait, where's the damage? Where's the damage? Looked very scary there for a second. But ultimately, it is still going to be the solo going over here to KT Rolster.
You mean the Elder Spawner?
Yes. And that
for
is
the, you know, the 38-minute Elder Steal?
Functionally, that is what it is going to be this game. Is there are some advantages. Obviously, we talked about it. How it's going to be. It's great for Azeri too with this build because she's below half health. That extra damage is pretty massive. But look at where Azeri is on the minimap. Like that's actually really where observers should be on. Is like Aiming is a million miles away, still really far away.
I'm flanking.
Yeah, and then King comes over and gets taunted and charmed and knocked up, and he's dead. And now your front line is gone. Your Vi is super low. And luckily for KT, they have the movement speed in this comp to actually get out, but very messy.
1万ゴールド差。
And T1 were like really a thick unit of 5.
ナーの GA うまく使ってワンチャンあるかないか。
Really gotta be careful. Not a lot of ults used as well, other than Fakers, I believe. Not sure if Gary used his. Probably did. But either way,
ゼリ GA。
That's the GA that we were talking about now for this one. So
2個は差あるよ ADC。
As owner, and he's got to be super close to getting his own GA.
5、6000ゴールド差ありそう。
Looks like he needs a little bit more money for that, but
しかも
this is the fight. Yeah.
ソウルが入ったから余計軽く出るし硬いしダメージが足りん。ザヤがフルビルドでワンチャンダメージがない。ダメージが
They're just going to rush over now with that Destiny Gate to the Baron and rush it down. Yeah, they have the damage.
スティールすら許されないね。
Down onto Owner. He's not even coming over here.
Yeah, he's not even going to try. Down will go the Baron.
It's almost like the, you know, T1 here, they with no vision, they tried to force something. They're kind of resigned to their fate here in some ways. They're not just going to roll over and die, but Carrier losing flash and all that map control and the speed at which KT can go over and do this Baron, they decide maybe their miracle is going to happen elsewhere. As we've seen already on the first Baron, KT didn't get that much lethal damage to the base. We'll see if they can unlock some inhibitors at least this time around. It's going to deny a bounty bottom side.
Aiming's build has 5,000 more gold value over Guma's right now. Guma just barely trying to put together an LDR. Keep in mind that the Xayah, it's not quite Zeri, but can still be insane. You know, if Cuz goes a little bit too ham, if Keen goes a little bit too ham, you get a bunch of feathers stacked up. You really got to be careful, and that's, you know, again, just another reason why KT have to take this so slowly, even with the gigantic lead that they have.
Yeah, I mean, if Aiming dies for any reason, like, the GA isn't really passive on it. You know, the res isn't actually going to amount to too much. If you're losing the fight, you'll just die a second time.
シールドでかすぎないルル。バイのパッシブもあるか。でもザヤ火力は出るねやっぱ。ザヤ火力は出るけどあとちょっと待ってほしい。でもスリーインヒビター取られそう。
Pony knew the whole time.
He knew, man. He's always right with these preds. It's scary.
The only 3-2 predictors.
強すぎる。ガリオのウルト誰にも当たらん。
It's desperation moment for T1 as they cannot stop the onslaught of KT at the end of this game. Game number 4 should almost definitely go the way of KT. Looks like they will take down.
5試合目行こうぜ。楽しくなってきたじゃん。まあこっちブルーサイドだから。このシリーズブルーサイドしか勝ってない。 リーグ1位抜けしたから最初にブルーサイド取ったんで3回目のブルーサイドいけますよ。ファーストピックカルマだけはやめてくれ。GG おもろ。ワンピッククソ楽しみやね。